How to move to Australia. How to move to Australia. Do I need a visa to move to Australia? If you want to move to Australia, you must get a valid Australian visa. However, returning Australian citizens can easily move back to the country without a visa. The type of visa you need depends on how long you plan on staying in Australia and what you will do during that time. Moving to Australia to work. To move to Australia for work, you can apply for any type of work visa as long as you meet the eligibility criteria for obtaining one. Most work visas are permanent visas, which will help you become a permanent resident of Australia. Australia issues several types of work visas. Therefore, obtaining a work visa might be an easy pathway to move to Australia. Many Australian work visas are issued to highly skilled workers, and you can apply for permanent residence or citizenship after spending a limited time in the Australian territory. The most popular work visas for residing permanently in Australia are the following. 1. Subclass 887. 2. Subclass 189. 3. Subclass 191. 4. Skilled Nominated Visa Subclass 190. 5. Regional Sponsored Migrant Scheme Visa Subclass 187. 6. Employer Nominated Scheme Subclass 186. 7. Global Talent Visa Subclass 858. 8. Distinguished Talent Visa Subclass 124. Moving to Australia for family reunification. Australia issues more than 30 visas for the purpose of family reunification. You must select one type of family visa, depending on your status. Keep in mind that not every family visa is permanent, so you must check to see which one corresponds to your travel purpose to Australia. The visas listed next will allow you to stay permanently in Australia. Can I become a permanent resident of Australia with a student visa? Unfortunately, a student visa does not lead to permanent residency in Australia. However, if you are a student that wants to move to Australia for study purposes, you can apply for a student visa subclass 500, given that you meet the criteria set by the Australian authorities. This type of visa is valid for a period of 5 years, but you must leave the country once it expires. Are there other alternatives to obtain permanent residency in Australia? There are other ways you can become a permanent resident of Australia. For example, certain business and investment visas lead to permanent residencies, such as the following. 1. Business Innovation and Investment Visa Subclass 888. 2. Business Owner Visa Subclass 890. 3. Business Talent Visa Subclass 132. How can I bring my belongings to Australia? You can bring your unaccompanied belongings to Australia by air, sea cargo, or international mail, post. 1. Clothing and footwear. 2. Personal hygiene and grooming items. 3. Furniture. 4. Appliances. 5. Sporting equipment. 6. Books. 7. Non-motorized caravans. 8. Boats. 9. Aircraft. You must complete certain obligations such as customs duty, goods and services tax, GST, or other taxes and charges. However, you might be eligible for a concession from customs control without being required to pay the duties mentioned. For more information, visit the official website of the Australian Border Force. Can I bring my pets to Australia with me? There are a set of requirements you must meet if you want to bring your pets with you to Australia. The Department of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Forestry recognizes 4 different categories of animals depending on the country they are imported from. Therefore, you can import your cat or dog directly from an approved country. Cats and dogs belonging to Group 1 do not require an import permit to migrate to Australia, whereas cats and dogs under Groups 2 and 3 will require an import permit. The country also bans the importation of several domestic and non-domestic animal hybrids. You can also cooperate with a pet transporting company, and they will take care of everything for you. Your pets must undergo veterinary preparations and certification before bringing them to Australia. For more information, visit the website of the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries, and Forestry. How long does it take to become a permanent resident of Australia? To become a permanent resident of Australia, You must reside lawfully in the country for 4 continuous years. However, there are a set of requirements that you must meet before applying for citizenship. You can find more info on the official website of the Australian government. Does Australia allow dual citizenship? Luckily, Australia allows a person to have dual citizenship. Therefore, you can move to Australia and remain a citizen of another country, or two, while becoming an Australian citizen. Most popular areas in Australia for expats. A key part of moving to Australia is deciding the area you want to live. To help you find the right place to move in, here are some of the most popular places for expats to move to in Australia. 1. Adelaide. 2. Melbourne. 3. Brisbane. 4. Sydney. 5. Canberra. Adelaide. Moving to the south is always a great idea, especially if you choose to move to Adelaide. The city is a popular area for expats moving to Australia with their families. Melbourne. If you're looking for a good place to work, study, or live, Melbourne will make an excellent choice. Brisbane. Brisbane is a metropolitan city famous for its river life, natural beauty, culture, and beautiful beaches. The city is an excellent alternative if you like living in Sydney and Melbourne but want a cheaper option. Sydney. Being one of the most famous cities in Australia has made Sydney a center point for expatriates around the world, making it also the most populated city in Australia. Canberra. Canberra is one of Australia's safest cities and has the highest average income, level of education, and lowest unemployment rate in Australia. In Canberra, you will have a high standard of living for a lower living cost. Thanks for watching.